Jill's fear of losing both men was palpable, especially as accusations of betrayal and plots against Newman and Jabot loomed in the background. Her plea for honesty and her reminder of Cain missing Chance's funeral tied this confrontation directly to the family's legacy of loss and redemption. The confrontation left Jill in a precarious position. She saw Cain as a man teetering on the edge, wrestling with anger and despair, while Billy's departure only widened the distance between them. By night's end, Jill held Cain close, urging him not to give up on what truly matters. But outside her door, Victor and Jack, Peter Bergman, were already circling, determined to use Jill to pry the truth out of Cain. What Jill chooses to reveal, and how Cain responds, could shift the balance of both her family and the larger power struggle in Genoa City. Claire is single again on the young and the restless. Now that she and Kyle are over, a romance with Holden is in the works. However, Claire's new relationship might raise suspicions from Grandpa Victor. The mustache's approval? Victor, Eric Braden, is protective of Claire, Haley Aaron. However, sometimes his actions do more harm than good. When Claire began dating Kyle, Michael Mealer, Victor strongly disapproved. The mustache did everything in his power to break them up. Although Claire and Kyle put up a strong front, eventually they broke up, thanks to Victor's scheme. The Newman patriarch feels remorse for his role in the couple's split and his granddaughter's heartache. One would assume Victor has learned his lesson about interfering in Claire's relationship. But maybe not. With Claire single, her friendship with Holden Nathan Owens is about to turn romantic. While Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victoria, Amelia Heinley, have agreed to be supportive, Victor is a different story. Victor will be shocked to learn that Holden is working for Cain, Billy Flynn, and that he has a past with Audra, Zuleika Silver. Since Cain and Audra are now on Victor's enemies list, he doesn't trust anyone connected to them. And now that Holden's become Claire's new beau, Victor will become even more protective of his granddaughter. The mustache will become suspicious about Holden's sudden interest in Claire. While Holden has a crush on Claire and vice versa, Victor will wonder if Holden's trying to get intel on the Newmans. With his resources, Victor will investigate Holden's past, but it won't be without drama. Victor interfering in Claire's relationship with Holden is bound to spark tension in the Newman family. While Claire wants her grandfather to stay out of her life, she might change her mind. Especially if Victor's investigation digs up Holden's dirty little secrets. Kyle Abbott is the son of Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins on The Young and the Restless, and is a legacy character on the show. Whether he is making waves in the boardroom and looking for love, the character's presence on the canvas is a vital one. Kyle Abbott's parentage. Born into drama. Kyle Abbott was originally named Christian Victor Newman after Diane, Susan Walters, stole Victor's, Eric Braden, frozen sperm to conceive a child. Later, the show revealed that Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, had switched the samples, making Jack, Peter Bergman, the biological father. Diane renamed the baby Kyle, sparking a bitter custody battle. Jack initially lost, but after Diane burned down the Abbott Pool house and framed Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, Jack and his wife eventually gained custody. Later, Jack returned Kyle to Diane, and the two left town together. Kyle returned to Genoa City in 2010, visited his father, and navigated a complicated family life, while Diane faced SEC investigations. Meeting Summer Newman. As an adult, Kyle moved in with Victor and dated Eden Baldwin, Vanessa Morano, before returning to Jack's home. When Jack resigned as CEO of Newman Enterprises, he offered Kyle a job at Jabot Cosmetics, where he met Summer Newman. Their relationship faced immediate tension because, for a while, everyone believed that Summer was Jack's daughter, though later it came to light that Sharon Case, had switched the test results and Nick was her real father. Kyle became involved in corporate conflicts and a murder mystery upon his return in 2015, ultimately reconnecting with Summer once their true relationship status was clear. Love and marriage. Lola and Summer. Kyle found love with Lola Rosales' Sasha Calle. Their relationship became complicated when Summer temporarily married Kyle, so he could save Lola's life with a liver transplant. Kyle and Lola eventually reconciled, married, and began a life together, but lingering feelings for Summer and workplace conflicts ultimately led to their divorce. Kyle and Summer reunited, secretly got engaged, and later moved to Italy with their son, Harrison, Redding Munsell, to escape local drama, tying the knot shortly before attending a wedding in Tuscany. Jill's face was a mask of pure, unadulterated grief. "Get out," she whispered, her voice cracking. When Nikki didn't move, stunned by her own role in the catastrophe, Jill's grief morphed into a fury so profound it was terrifying. "Get out of my house. Get out of my life." Nikki fled, but the damage was done. The line, once merely blurred by rivalry, had been crossed into a territory from which there is no return. The fallout was immediate and seismic. Jill, consumed by a vengeful grief, is now prepared to use every resource at her disposal, Chancellor Winters, her influence, her vast wealth, to not just damage Newman Enterprises, but to annihilate Nikki Newman personally. This is no longer business, it is a crusade. Meanwhile, Nikki, horrified by what she's done but too proud to admit fault, is retreating into a dangerous space. The trauma has triggered her deepest demons, and her sobriety, a hard-won battle she fights every day, is now hanging by the thinnest of threads. Victor, seeing his wife in such a vulnerable state, is mobilizing his own formidable forces, setting the stage for a war that could dwarf any Newman-Abbott feud of the past. The repercussions are rippling through the lives of their children. Billy Abbott is torn between his mother's rage and his own complicated history with the Newmans. Victoria Newman is hardening, preparing the company for an all-out assault. Even Lily Winters and Daniel Romalotti are being pulled into the vortex, their positions at Chancellor Winters now fraught with new, impossible loyalties. Nikki and Jill's rivalry has finally come to a head, and in its devastating wake, nothing in Genoa City will ever be the same. They have destroyed a symbol of their shared past, and in doing so, have guaranteed a future of utter chaos. This is more than a feud. It is a legacy of hatred, and it has just entered its most destructive and final chapter. The entire city is holding its breath, waiting for the next explosion, knowing that when the dust settles, the empires of Newman and Abbott, and the very souls of the two women at the center of it all, will be forever scarred. Returning to Genoa City, Kyle navigated tension with Diane, Jack, Victor, and Summer while balancing his work as co-CEO of Jabot and protecting his son from outside threats. Rebuilding family and romance. Kyle's romantic focus shifted to Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, who became Harrison's nanny. Kyle and Claire's relationship developed as he worked through trust issues stemming from his past betrayals and Summer's trust issues, eventually leading to him becoming co-CEO of Jabot alongside Diane.